For 17 years, fans of reality television in the United States have learned about the life of people with dwarfism by following the experiences of Matt and Amy Roloff and their children and their family farm near Portland, Oregon. 9 years into the show, Matt and Amy's relationship became one of the 50% of American marriages that end in divorce when the couple decided to separate. Their divorce was finalized the following year, sending loyal viewers down an investigative path to find out what caused the split. All efforts to uncover the cause of the couple's separation unearthed one name, Caryn Chandler. Over the years, Amy has shared a theory that the beginning of Matt's relationship with Caryn overlaps with the final years of her marriage to Matt, but Matt has remained adamant that nothing inappropriate happened between him and Caryn until he was separated from Amy. Ever since Caryn's name came up and Amy confirmed her involvement in the disintegration of her marriage to Matt, fans have wondered what happened between the two women. Read on. Matt and Amy knew they wanted to marry fellow little people long before they met. The 1986 Convention for Little People in America, LPA, made their dreams come true by bringing them together. Amy, a Central Michigan University alumnus who was working as a secretary at the time when she attended her first LPA convention, there she met Matt, a business person who was a regular at the conventions. Matt had seen Amy at a weightlifting competition, and while he was enamored with her, Amy didn't know him and had brought a date to the convention. However, the two exchanged numbers and kept in touch. Eventually, Matt invited Amy to visit him in California, where their relationship was born. Within the year, Amy was twirling Matt's grandmother's ring on her finger, and the two were planning a wedding, but only after he failed to convince her to elope. Matt and Amy married in Michigan in September 1987, 19 years before fans met them in their premiere episode of Little People, Big World. In their 28 years of marriage, Matt and Amy had a cordial relationship, which fans saw for the first few years of the show. Matt was a considerate husband and great father who doted on Amy and their children, particularly Molly. He and Amy worked together on their farm and raised the children to be hardworking by involving them in farm work and assigning specific duties to each of them. For years, the relationship between the Roloff family matriarch and patriarch was so solid that Amy had never entertained the thought of divorce in her near 30 years of marriage. Fans, too, were equally shocked at the news, which clearly shows that the strong bond between the couple was visible from their interactions with each other, respect for each other, and concern for each other's well-being and comfort. The bond wore off in 2015 when the couple filed for divorce and was broken legally the following year when the court granted their request and dissolved their marriage. Matt moved on and started dating Caryn Chandler soon after the couple announced their separation. However, Amy remained silent about the cause of her separation from Matt for 3 years, until in 2019 when she released a tell-all book entitled A Little Me, in which Amy alleged that Matt had a relationship that crossed the line of friendship with one of Roloff's farm managers. She backed the allegations with a claim that she found some of the messages he exchanged with the farm manager, who she would later confirm to be Caryn Chandler. According to Amy, the messages were inappropriate for an employer and his employee, or two people who claimed to be just friends. Matt vehemently defended himself, claiming that he didn't cheat on Amy with Caryn, but that the two only added a romantic dynamic to their formerly platonic relationship after the end of his marriage. In an interview, a few years after the divorce, Amy alluded to betrayal when she confessed that although Caryn was an employee at the Roloff farm, she considered her a friend, adding that seeing a woman she considered a friend dating her ex-husband was a little awkward for her. Fans glimpsed the awkwardness between Amy and Caryn when the two co-hosted the annual Pumpkin Patch Festival at the Roloff farm in 2022. Matt shared a picture of him and Caryn, their son Jacob and his wife Isabel, and Amy and Marek sitting on piles of hay, adding a caption declaring the first weekend of the pumpkin season a success. But fans noted the distance between the two couples and inferred that Amy and Caryn no longer shared the friendship she had described before the divorce. After her separation from Matt, Amy moved out of the house she had lived in for close to 30 years, opting to leave Roloff Farms altogether, despite the farm being large enough for her to build a house on and live separately. She found a house nearby, and when asked why she left the home she owned with Matt, Amy said that she hoped the farm would be passed down to their children. When the children and Matt sat down to discuss the future of the farm, Caryn intervened, angering Zach, Amy, and their fans. The ensuing exchange of words in person, on social media, and in confessionals for the show piled more awkwardness and bad blood on an already strained relationship between Amy and Caryn. After the incident, Amy struggled to work with Caryn, who reiterated the sentiments and confessed that getting along with Amy was challenging. However, both women kept their personal feelings aside while working on the farm, albeit under different motivations, since Amy worked to protect her children's inheritance, while Caryn worked to ensure that the land on which she would live with Matt continued to thrive. As Amy navigated her strained relationship with her ex-husband and his girlfriend, her personal life was taking off in a direction that she hadn't anticipated. Amy, who had envisioned marrying and spending her life with a fellow little person since she was a teenager, started dating a man of average height. In Chris Marek, a real estate agent, Amy found the happiness that had eluded her in the last years of her marriage. When he went down on one knee and asked her to marry him, Amy said yes. The couple had their wedding on a beautiful Saturday at Roloff Farms, but despite holding the ceremony at their residence, Caryn and Matt weren't invited. Little People Big World fans welcomed Amy's move to exclude Caryn from the ceremony and threatened to boycott the show if Amy ever decided to stop being a cast member. The fans called Amy a saint for being civil to Matt and Caryn, while throwing accusations against Chandler for berating and speaking down to Amy. Today, 2 years after their wedding, Amy and Marek couldn't be happier. The two invite fans to share their happiness through Instagram pictures of their travels, snippets of their date nights, and pictures of them visiting their respective families. Fans' blatant displeasure over the relationship hasn't stopped Matt and Caryn from moving forward, which Matt announced in 2017 by sharing a picture of himself and Caryn at his son, Zach, and daughter-in-law Tori's baby shower. As soon as he made the announcement, Amy's fans came out attacking him for cheating on Amy and blaming Caryn for the deterioration of the relationship between Matt and Amy. The rocky start to the relationship was an indication of more difficult moments ahead for the couple. A few years into their relationship, Caryn started to pile the pressure on Matt to propose. Matt addressed the issue in a confessional, saying that Caryn was disappointed that their relationship had stagnated, as he was showing no intentions of asking her to marry him. Matt explained that he wanted to live in a new house with Caryn and would propose to her once their new home was completed. His statement riled fans who had watched Caryn blatantly disapprove of Amy's taste under the full glare of the cameras. The incident had occurred a few years earlier when Matt was taking Caryn on a tour of his and Amy's former house. During the tour, Caryn turned her nose up at several details in the house, calling the textured walls dated and disapproving of the bedrooms. Her comments alienated the show's fans and worsened the awkwardness that is visible in her interactions with Amy. Caryn finally got her ring in April 2023. She and Matt are looking at a long engagement ahead of their wedding next year. Time will tell whether they will return the favor or slight and exclude Amy and Chris from their big day. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.